have to be able to have your own kind of trends to understand that disappointment is part of life. Yeah. And especially when you move from one place to the other, disappointment is not only for immigrants, it is a point for everyone. Because sometimes you are Canadian and you lose your job. It's a huge disappointment. Children grow up in Canada when they couldn't find a job right away. They extremely disappointed. And immigrant, even they know your stories, even they know about stories of other immigrants and locals. And I think it's important for parents to explain that children, their disappointments is part of life. That you told at home that you are smart, they're capable. It doesn't matter that outside you be told that you're smart and capable. And as immigrant is the worst because you don't understand the cultural difference of what is smart and gorgeous and what smart you need to be. So I stay experienced and stay patient. So after 50, it's more pronounced because after 50, you're not so resilient. Really.
Welcome to the second season of the Age of Reinvention, a podcast dedicated to exploring the journey and insights of those who have embraced major transformations later in life. Today, we are thrilled to have Dr. Helena Chekina with us, a Toronto physician with many years of professional medical experience, known for her dedication to lifelong learning and ability to adapt across cultures and languages. Dr. Chekina has a wealth of experience helping individuals navigate significant health issues, life issues, and personal changes. Today, she will share her insights on the personal qualities that hopefully will bring some light to examine our goals in lives and careers and examine the impact of the possible relocation change for people after 50. Let's dive into this enriching conversation with Dr. Chekina. Thank you very much for being my guest today. You are the immigrant who graduated from Lviv University in 1973 and came to Canada many years ago in 1976. You become a medical doctor with two specialties, including psychiatry. You worked in several hospitals, but you always kept your private practice. Is there any reason why you always kept your private practice?
Thank you, Emilia, for such a nice introduction. I think it's very important that you said that I am immigrant and I came to Canada with medical degree. But as most immigrants who come to Canada with medical degree, their degree are recognizable, but you don't have a license. And it's really difficult to understand when you come from different countries. Especially, it was extremely difficult in 70s and 80s because information was very limited. Today, information is available and people can reach information to find it. And the local sources are more reliable. Each country has specific requirements. And when you think about relocation, you have to understand that the environment to which you will relocate it maybe will be helpful to you or maybe will not. I can only share my own personal experience, which is, I think, very interesting and valuable because you went through the many stages of adaptation, including relocation as well. But the question, why you kept your private practice? And I think it's related to being immigrant. And I think it's also related to your family background. I also come from a family of immigrants. Even I was born in Soviet Union. My father was immigrant. Soviet Union. My father was born in Poland and became Soviet citizen in 1941. So there's a generation which had a lot of experience as an immigrant and how to settle in former Soviet Union. So these people were able to teach their children about resilience and being patient, and be also able to learn as many languages as you needed. When you child, you don't understand why your parents insist you learn X language. You don't understand why the parents insist that you learn special skills, for example, music or reading in different language. But and you don't need value their experience as later on you start to understand that it is very important to teach your children as many languages as you have and explain them different culture and expose them to different stresses in their lives. You're always trying to protect them. So private practice is protection for me. Private practice, I find it as any private business, is protection for person tries to relocate it. It's just thinking like I've never thought it this way. And what problems you pursue is my personal experience. A lot of immigrants have to, maybe they don't want it, but they have to open the private businesses. So people, when they relocate, they start to need to understand that if you were, for example, dancing in big theater in former Soviet Union, you're not going to be dancer here in Canada. Your age maybe is fine, but it's different, totally environment, and you have different goals of training. You have different understanding of relationship in the business. So the easiest way to find it, for example, ballet school. Yeah, and we have several ballet schools actually competing, Russian speaking ballet schools, which are providing classes for children. And I think it was so many immigrants who were working in small shops who came after the war and were able to provide it for their family stability, money, education, and they were working in small businesses. Because when you immigrate, it's more easy to have your private business. So if you can survive, but look, it's a very challenging situation to have your a small business when you started from some starting capital in new country with new system. Local people sometimes hardly can. Yes, but your expectation as an immigrant compared to expectation of a local person is a different, which is advantage. In some ways, it's a bigger message because you understand that you're patient and you don't understand that even small amount of money which you can make it is important because it provides you stability and stability for your family. You cannot buy it. You cannot right away be told that you don't have any more jobs. For example, when you work in a big hospital, you always under the scrutiny of the big corporations. So to work with corporations, you need totally different skills, especially language. Yeah. But when you have a private practice, you're free to be providing services and build your practice as you really think you can be helpful. And also you will be able to understand that you can have great pleasure from your private practice because it's your personality, it's your skills, your interests you bring to your private practice. The same to your business. You bring your heart to your business. In yes, you would like to bring your heart and your specificity and your personality to corporate business, but corporate business is totally different, and you need to be able to adapt it out. And when you immigrant, it's not so easy because you don't understand something the specific of land. For example, recently I received a message from one of my colleagues, which says that she's going to celebrate life for fasting on such a day. I still don't understand what this means. I went to my son and said to people, tell him something. Celebrate life. Somebody. It means that somebody died. You. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I didn't understand that. But I remember that friend of mine saying something saying that one of our friends passed away. It is going to be celebration of this life. You know, every day
With a different word and actually whole ceremony, I would say, position event, but we never say it this way. Even we think this way.
even spent in this country 50 years, and we spend slam with 30 years, 20 years, 50 years. It doesn't matter. Somehow, you still do not quite well adapted your language skill in country which became your homeland. I see Canada as my homeland, but it's almost like most of immigrants, we are trees which were taken by our rule and brought us to different place. Some of us survived and brought beautiful flowers, branching, and some of us were less fortunate.
I think today I'm trying to concentrate on your perception and your advice for people after 50, because this is the category which is close to my, your, our category of people. And please summarize, is the age an essential factor for adjustment during relocations of different cultures?
I think it's a very good question. And it's a very important question because each of us have to understand that different age requires different needs. For example, when you're 20, you need to go to school. You need to go to university. When you're 30, you need to get married and you need a partner and you need to look for your children, the ability to survive in different culture. But after 60, it's a different game. Most of us in 70 immigrated with our parents from former Soviet Union to Canada. Now, my mother was 50. And I think her relocation to Canada compared to mine was depends on us being together.
As many parents probably of immigrants family.
Yes, but I think a lot of children do not realize that when they come with a parent, it there's particular responsibilities. So it's not only parents have to adopt to this role of being dependent on the children, dependent for language reasons, which is very different in 50s compared to the 30s. 50s, you already limited physically somewhere. But listen to this. You have been already established in different countries. You already have some understanding of yourself as being successful or not successful. Some people are not successful in the couple of this country, and they see the possibility for them to be successful. And I think it's very helpful because you're seeing yourself not to be a burden to your children or burden to society. You see it as possibility for you as a human being to develop.
Actually reinvent new personality or new chapter in your life.
Yes. For example, as I know, and I faced this, my mother and poor second for the same age women were able to come to Canada, to Toronto, and they have to change their work habits. They have to change their workplaces. They have to change totally. And people who were able to accept it, their different status. For example, you were a teacher there, or you were a musician there, and suddenly you start to be PSW, personal PSW, or you start to work in the factory. I was talking about my own personal experience when two different age, one who was established back in Soviet Union, comes to new country, has no language, has the skills which are, you know, it's terrible. It's terrible to this country. And younger person who does have skills which can be transferred, but was told by immigration office that four skills are not needed together. Very fun situation. So it's very disappointing for this person to understand that when you were told that you're not going to be a doctor. Instead of story here, I was told in last year when I applied for immigration to Canada, and in my papers was written that I'm PhD. And so in your pretty young age, you were defined to be not higher than this level. And I also was told that I will rely on my mother, which is not what was expected. Reason why I was not expecting that I would rely on my mother who was at 50. And not only this, her paper was written that she is at home. So when I came to Canada, my personal goal was to become physician. I always wanted to be a doctor. I was really hard wanting to become a doctor in former Soviet Union. I used to be a nurse, and after being a nurse for 4 years, I was able to enter medical school. So I was challenged, and I always was proud of being doctor. So I never saw my life being somebody else. So many doctors, I believe, going through such a trouble even till now. So you came, what, 40, 50 years ago, almost. And the process is still the same for the newcomers, yes, doctors and other professionals with licensing. And there is not a lot of information or a lot of help in the medical establishment, which will be able to navigate you through this very challenging and personal experience. So a lot of people become very disappointed. So you have to be able to have your own kind of friends to understand that disappointment is part of the life. Yeah. And especially when you move from one place to the other, disappointment is not only for immigrants, it is a point for everyone. Because sometimes you are Canadian and you lose your job. It's a huge disappointment. Children grow up in Canada when they cannot find a job right away. They extremely disappointed. And I think it's important for parents to explain that children, their disappointments is part of life. That you told at home that you are smart, they're capable. It doesn't matter that outside you're going to be told that you're smart and capable. And as immigrant is the worst because you don't understand the cultural difference of what is smart and gorgeous and what smart you need to be. So I stay experienced and stay patient. So after 50, it's more pronounced because after 50, you're not so resilient. Really? Yes. So with all the experience, like personal experience of disappointment and sometimes struggle that you overcome, you're still less resilient. Yes, because you have your past experience. But it's the advantage sometimes. It's what if you learn the lessons. Yes, if you learn the lesson, and if you decided that you cannot look back and constantly think about that. You cannot think about future. You have to think about today. What you can do today. So you always have to see perspective, but you cannot look in the future. Oh my God. Because in Canada, I was asked what I'm going to do in 5 years. But the question on each interview, well, what are your professional goals from 5 or 10 years? And expectation are that if you're thinking about your goals and strategies, how to achieve, you better prepare it for the market or for this particular role. Many people mean, again, it never you think about your future. You have some plans, maybe not to carved stone, but some plan. But people know that like at this age we retire. Even you're working here, above retirement, like official retirement age when your many colleagues are already retired. Or at this stage of life, I will be in this position. That method does not work in reality, but you have this tendency. Yeah, but you can you see how disappointing it can be? Yes, agree. Because suddenly you were told to retire and you're not ready for retirement. But because by 65 in the country you have to retire, suddenly you become somebody who feel you're not needed anymore. So you have to have some idea that it doesn't matter what you will control. You have your own plans, you have your own idea, and you don't feel that you don't need it. You feel always needed by yourself. You need to feel that I have my own rules, I have my own needs, and doesn't matter what you tell me in this big corporation.
Even your neighbors or somebody.
Right.
So from a certain age, we should not pay attention, I would say, polite, to the opinions of somebody else if you still have your ideas, goals, desires. Am I correct?
Yes. I give you an example of one of my colleagues, which I greatly regarded, highly regarded. I used to work with him, and he was already almost in his late 80s. He was professor before in Sunnybrook Hospital. It's a big establishment in Canada. He was one of the great researchers. Suddenly, at age 65, he was told that he cannot be anymore professor in this establishment, and he cannot do what he used to. But he was very curious, was very interested in a lot of things. So what he did, he started fight the establishment about age. So, and North claimed to one that he won the case, and age was not anymore an institution applying as time representative.
So that's why your private practice and practice of many others actually plan and develop the strategy of backup plan again is what is very important. And
So this man became finally at age almost 80. He became psychotherapist, psychiatrist. I saw him on many conferences. But not only this, he had a great interest in classic music. So he would travel, for example, to conference in London, and he would have tickets to go to Salzburg in winter for Salzburg festival. We came together to one of the conferences in Budapest. So he always stayed in the hotel, which was like very close to the conference venue. We were staying in Vienna, in Budapest, and he was, and again, for him, it was very difficult to move. He was already limited by his back problem and all of that, by physical, but he was very emotionally and mentally capable to ask so many questions. Learn such a new, totally subject for him. Like he would work long hours and travel constantly for long hours. His wife was not able to work anymore, and she didn't pay so far, but it didn't limit him. So you need to be able to create for yourself some personality challenge, but some personality growth. But I think people also have to understand, even if they are not, even the engineers or even the teachers or something, if they like the profession, if they have interest in the profession, they always can find something in their profession what they can develop, or they can look for their own interest. For example, if you always were interested in working with different group of people, for some reason, for example, to help them to relocate it. So you start to develop slowly your business or your kind of hobby business interest in this area.
it's what I'm doing as
Okay.
and developing it from different aspects and trying actually to help people to become mentally and from a migration point of view. And it's especially interesting for me that you're coming from the medical professional side, actually follow to the same advices for the people. So try to create, as far as I understand, from your hobbies, from your interest, something that you're passionate about, try to make a business. Obviously, it's not easy because if you don't have experience of being self-employed business owner, and in today's world with online and many different options, the rules of the game changed. It's very challenging. That's why I'm thinking now, coming back to your professional hat, I would say, what in your point of view would be helpful to relieve the stress or other issues coming from the challenges of relocation or reinvention, your new business being after 50, as you pointed out, this resilience level less than I was expecting.
I think the most important thing is in information. I think information which you cannot get it, find it. I think this is the most important. Because when you have information, if you can find a person who can help you with this information, I think this makes your journey easier. Because this person can help you with different kind of values. And you can explore with this person different places where you can go. For example, we were able to go to Mexico and we were looking for different kind of living options. Yes, like almost like you're on the road to discover what is available for you or what is available for your family. Maybe after 50, you need to be able to understand that your life needs can change very quickly. But not only your life, it's life with people who are you very have strong kind of ties, like your family, your spouse, your parents. You all think that we will live forever, but nobody lives forever.
Some people have very limited even. I think they try to achieve something in a hurry even because they afraid of it will be time in a life when they will be less capable physically, mentally. So they have this urge of preparing of doing something in advance.
But you cannot prepare. This is reality, and this is the truth about life. That only two dates is not known to you. You don't know when you were born, and you're not going to know when you're going to die. So it's 2 days when the mystery of life, you actually makes our life, I would say, interesting, exciting, whatever with all down turns we have along the way, right? But the story should not disappoint you. You should be able to say, yes, it is something very negative in my life. But from this negative experience, suddenly something comes positive. And you cannot predict it. But instead of being disappointed, you have to understand that in this moment, it's not your place. But it does not matter because maybe something else will come from this. And your experience will allow you to have some different experiences. And I think this is very important for our own kind of mental health. That we don't get such a negative about, oh, I'm going there, I saw this, it's wonderful, but so bad I cannot do this anymore. But instead of this, you have to think, okay, I cannot go this way, but I can do this differently. You have to always have this. It's so equation.
You need to adjust to the place, or you expect the place will adjust.
No,
to you.
but this is right. Not work, not your family, not your spouse, not your health. They're not going to adjust. You have to adjust. So this is what's important about your health and about health of your relatives, because they're not going to adjust to your needs or your expectations. You broke the leg. You have to adjust it to broken leg. You cannot just sit down and say, now from this moment, I'm invalid. I cannot do anything. You have to understand what can you do and what you can. You will be able to integrate this to your job. Yes, you broke a leg. Yes, you have a pain. You cannot maybe do rounds at your yes, but you still can travel. You still can relocate it. You can still spend winter maybe in country which is warm. But you have to start to understand that it's today. Yeah, 6 months is today. It's 6 months you think tomorrow. Oh, I will just make decision in 6 months. Forget. 6 months is different time.
Many people actually plan this way when they come to 50s. And I'm speaking with different personalities. Some of them, they say, okay, we should have planned. We are still preparing for relocation of our retirement. For some people, it's coming together. They understand the necessity of change, like financial or other means, they develop such a strategy like every year we will go to visit some place, some country. And I fully support them in this decision. Even I'm always saying, but you will be still tourist. Or it's good to be familiar with this place. It's good to have your own feeling, but trying more to look at the life is you need to spend, I would say, at least 3 months in the one place to be rooted, maybe having trips here and there, to feel how you match into this lifestyle or how you can adapt if it's your place to feel comfortable. Because at the end of the day, people are relocating or people deciding to change in order to feel comfortable, maybe financially, and nobody knows how it's gonna be, but people are trying and people have this strategy. What you would say?
I think it's great to have a strategy because all of us are dreamers and all of us planners. And the older you get, the more planner you would like to be and the more dreams you would like to execute it, to be reality. So it's a great. I think it's great to dream. I think it's great to plan. But I think the most important thing is that lives happen. And all your dreams and your plan can be just disappear because something happened. Something very not important happened.
Okay, so here we can speak about flexibility, the changes, and the opportunities to adapt, or at least to try this muscle or the adaptation which you need anyway for the changes to come, even in your own kind of environment.
It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. This will be something what you will need to right away to understand. Oh my God, it's so disappointing. I wanted to be right now in this venture in Florida, or I rather would be right now in Portugal. Everything's terrific, but unfortunately, financially, health wise, family wise, it's impossible.
It's what actually I speak with people about trying to remind or put the focus on this very important factors of life. And for some people, it works. Even the same strategy might work for people when they're determined, when they have special skills. Obviously, financial part is important, but they navigate it, I would say, easier than others. What you would say? What kind of characteristics, personal features can determine the success of adaptation at this age range for people coming from the Western world, taking this cultural preparation?
I think that you have to have some goals which you would see as achievable, realistic. Yeah, realistic. And I think you have this, we need to understand that this goal is for today. This goal needs to be for today, but maybe you have to be able to understand that this goal will still exist tomorrow, but maybe it will have different color and you will be different. You're right. Your goal is different. Because you're different. It's not because goal different, because you're different. Because today you're, for example, 65, you just left the job, you very happy, your family is, your wife is, you're well, everything's terrific. So now you start to think, okay, I, I don't need to work, I don't need to do anything. I just need to spend winter in someplace. So I'm going for 3 months, for example, to Brazil. You have no language, you have families.
That's why I'm coming here with the to explain it. And sometimes I think that for people above 50, it's being clear, shouldn't be, but not always. But now I'm keen, sorry to interrupting you.
It's like,
Speaking about languages, and I know that you speak 4 languages: English, Russian, Ukrainian, and Polish. And your this ability and fluency in speaking in different languages actually provided you experience working in diverse environment. which also suggests adaptability. How do you think this adaptability to individual which are looking for reinvention or relocation important for reaching their goals? And how languages are working, because it's a serious concern for me, for others, for me. Yes, coming say to the Spanish speaking country, even we have some other languages we know, but we understand limitation of the age, memory and other process, and we understand how important to be speaking in the local language for adaptation and how to balance this.
And I think this is the most important things which we forget. That if you have a dream that you're going to relocate it, for example, in year or two, so instead of thinking as a dream, you have to start to understand that what your limits. Like when you immigrate, if you are not such a, especially when you immigrate, in my time when I immigrated from former Soviet Union, it's a different immigration. It's a different
You were actually
relationship.
were a refugee.
You're right.
It's not the so it's forward immigration.
It's totally different. Now you're, for example, 65, you're free. You decide, oh, great, now I can move and in Brazil spend 3 months. Terrific. It's fine. I don't speak Portuguese. It's, but
There are cities, by the way, there are cities in Brazil where a lot of expats are living and you can manage with English or other language. Actually, it's this specific expat communities, places which I'm following and researching in the world. And here's the question. Do you want to live in such community, which will give you comfort at the beginning because you're
right.
language wise and even mentally, probably you would be close to these people who already adjusted somehow, or you would like to be immersed in some local city community in order to learn language.
It's a good, it's a good example. And it's a good question because it's everybody who says about relegation would be advised to say it in such a way. Where I need to be. Do I want to be a local community? Or I would rather prefer to stay with expats. Because in both way, you need information.
Yes.
In both way, it's look like people would be advised to go to people like you to find more close information and more advice. Because friends can you tell you, yes, do you know, I live in this community, everything fine. Yes, and maybe they're very effective in this community. For example, maybe you expect to work. You're lucky if you have distant work. It's perfectly fine to be in community where you have expats. But you need to have who can help.
Even social circle, I would say. Like expert at the beginning to navigate or to answer correct question. Yeah, in correct times, I would say, and provide responses. And after then, because we are going to the point that, okay, you arrived, but your journey just started. Okay, you finished some part of your relocation process, which I said before. And after, it's what I name personally landing. And this process of landing, meaning adaptation, adjustment, finding social circle, and some of us really need it. Some others might be less, and it might take time, years. So you need to be prepared.
Yes, but preparation is one thing, but mentally at least,
And language wise,
you're right. So you need to understand that if you decide to go to a country where you don't speak language, it's going to be very difficult challenges. And you will need to be in an environment which can provide language support, which you speak. Even like so I speak Polish and Ukrainian, it's very similar language, but it's very different countries. When I was in Ukraine and went to university, and it was education was Russian or Ukrainian. But you mixed. Back in the war age, it was interesting because some people not determined, they were, it was essential to speak and learn Ukrainian. And in some courses, you didn't need it. Some courses you were, Russian was better because Russian was prevalent language there.
How you keep your Polish?
But Polish is from my home. So when I went to Poland for some training in medical school, my Polish was very interesting because it was totally different language and it was totally different relationship with the people, which was very interesting. So even close languages, it's not the same languages because they have their own specific and like different applications in different cultures. I visit right now adaptation of Ukrainian speaking lady in my own home. I do know, and this lady is people speak English at all. One lives with me, as you know already, and she's forced to learn English. I think after 50 years, yes, she's 56 I think. And I practically told her that she has to go to school. She is going to school. And she found it very interesting. It's very difficult to us, but it still helped because she found that she can go to store and ask simple questions, which makes her more comfortable and not too scared. And she took problem for self-trying. So it doesn't matter do you speak or not, but you have to try. You have to at least start. If you decided that you want to go to Mexico, you have, or you wanted to go to Portugal, or you wanted to go somewhere. Yes, in Portugal, when you're tourist, you don't need a thing. But if you decided to stay there, I think you need to understand that it's whatever you do, at least learn some basic. And when you're in the country, try to learn as much as you can. Not to just say to yourself, okay, fine, I have English, I'm okay. Even if you live in expat, you still, if you really want to live in the factory, you need to be able and need to be interested and need to be feeling resilient about this to learn some basic level. Because this will make your life and your relocation is more pleasurable and for many years you will feel good about yourself. But it's four things which I think people need to address. It's not where they're going to live, but they need to address it. Do I want to learn the language? Do I want to learn something what will make my life in this particular place interesting?
All these questions and many more I actually included in my questionnaire, Know Yourself, before people come into the consultation, about the language, about the environment, about cultural specifics, about the climate, because it's important for the well-being. And sometimes people don't consider it, at least for the issue. So you are absolutely correct. And it's a lot of changes and adaptation from the kind of physical, mental, emotional, expectation level. And yes, it might be stressful. It would be stressful as every change is. But what are the positive outcomes do you see in this? And what kind of skills do you believe people need again to work on in order to not only survive, but at the end to become stronger and actually enjoy the life?
I think, and it's very difficult because it's always advice which I give to myself, but it's not always works. And it's enjoy whatever is on your plate. Even starting kitchen, enjoy it. Even some kind of food which you never saw in your life, explore it. Don't say right away, no, I don't know.
Well, I remember you joined cockroaches. I was not so adventurous, doctor. I was just amazed. And I remember this picture and you trying the cockroach, so you're much younger than me.
Whatever is in your plate, try it. Because maybe you will like it, maybe you will not. But at least your experience will tell you, okay, now this is what I can take it as a special. But this I don't like it. I can avoid it in the future. But if you don't have this experience, if you limit your life to only play the I don't know, the fish and chips. Yeah, there you go. Your life is going to be so only fish and chips. Do you want it life and fish and chips? But if you wanted cucarachas, you have to experience them and maybe try them. But it's my own kind of experience. And I think this was wonderful when I found this show because two of us were able to go and have this. And also, we have been traveling from different places and different, looking for something what specifically I was trying to go. And for me, it was interesting actually to observe some things because we are in different age category and obviously different people. So how people of your age, I then told myself, your time would accept this and other things. So I understand that even we are both now still in Toronto and speaking from my home studio, you're still considering, oh, you are considering possibility of relocation for you later on. You're not planning now this situation and your life philosophy, but how are you preparing yourself and what do you think about all this? Oh, I think when you are a family of immigrants, and from my background, I think very often you start to understand you never know what's likely to bring you. And you have to be prepared for every changes going to happen. Doctor, we again came to the very interesting point of your personal possible journey as mine, speaking, actually planning for a relocation. So, as far as I understand, I knew your plans before, and I know that some circumstances stopped you in your way of thinking and planning. You are not planning now, but you're still considering a relocation. Even you are working as a doctor, like in your private practice. So how your immigration way being part of your life in every age? It's interesting question because this question I ask myself all my entire journey. Like when I was almost six, my family was planning to leave Soviet Union, but we were not able to do it. So when in 1972, it was possibility, my father left right away with expectations that we will fall. And we were able only to follow 1975, but family was changed. So rules were changed, interests were changed, game was different. So you have to also remember that in such a short time, what you expected is can be changed. And you have to be able to still follow what you saw. So people said that and wait for next 10 years. For example, yes, right now I'm, as you already know, I'm 17. So today I have one plan. And I think your to Mexico was very helpful because I thought about totally different possibilities. And in a very short time, these possibilities here disappear, but they're still in Mexico. And I've been trying to explain to people that it exists, but people don't see them in their kind of life. But they now chose different things. I also chose different things because my family changed, my interests changed, but it's not my interest. My interest is the same. My goals are the same. I didn't change that. But what changed is circumstances which I need to address to be able to somehow to continue to have the same interest and self-possibility which I have today. I found that the language is a really important part because you need to communicate not only with your community for expat, in bureaucracy, with the medical professional who are not speaking, supposed to speak it, but apparently a lot of countries do have special information as the most important, I think, tool which each of us require. And we need to use this information for on our advantages. And don't see that some kind of things where we think, oh my God, is this advantage? I don't speak this language. Yes, you don't speak this language. But if you definitely decide that you wanted to be in this environment, you can find a way how to find this environment. Maybe not in this country, maybe in the other country. But you have to have information. You have to understand what is important for you. So for me, language is important. because it creates some kind of success for relocation. For the other people, maybe weather, maybe possibility to live in different culture. So people have to see what they wanted to do and what limitations they have and what how they can how they can make this limitations to advantage of themselves.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Thank you very much for the answers. And I know we can speak a long time. And I would like just to tell the listeners, followers, that we actually had experience of traveling with Dr. Chekina in Mexico and different Mexican states in the search of the assisted living communities local. And I brought Dr. Chekina to evaluate the state of these let's say, facilities and medical level, and some of them we were very impressed, and some of them were quite different from what we used or you used to know in Canada, United States, or other European countries. And I can tell you that I am still following as a project, and I'm looking even to the more projects which might be really good information, practical information for expats who are relocating to Mexico. Again, Mexico is a big country with different climate, with different even cultural specifics, cost of living, and it's not so easy to market. And I even know from my experience speaking with expats in Mexico, they are relocating. Some people even say in Riviera Maya for 10, 15 years. Now when they get older and they're looking for different type of facilities or something change in their family circumstances. So these expats are relocating or looking to relocation in the different in the same country, or even for traveling. But they traveling, they find something that they like or attracted more. And to be fair, Mexican developers, entrepreneurs, and I don't can say that it's program for Mexican government, but they absolutely understand the need of Canadians, Americans, and others, and they working on creating special project, I would say, which are targeting or providing services for expats, English-speaking people, expats from of this age after 50. And I introduced to you, and I have some business partners who are working in this direction. It all takes time, longer than we might want, but there are some positive dynamic, I would say, in this direction. Because first of all, there are already several millions, at least 3 millions of Americans and Canadians, baby boomers or Generation Xers, 50 plus, or even younger, who are relocated to Mexico, build their life, or in process of doing it. They understand that the people will need some additional services, including medical and facilities and so on. I'm very grateful for your time. And I believe we will continue because it's a very important question and answers and discussions that probably not so many people who preparing to the relocation can have partners with. And in this case, you're providing your personal story experience, your personal adaptation through the cultures and age ranges. And I recommend you and your spirit of being strong and wise enough to continue your personal journey and be open to relocation or to other type of changes, which again, we are living in a time of changes. I'm speaking about Age of Reinvention, and I'm Emily Bron, and thanks a lot to Dr. Helena Chekina.
Thank you to invite me to your podcast.
We have been speaking with Dr. Helena Chekina, whose stories and invaluable advice have illuminated the path for anyone looking to make profound changes in their later years. Dr. Chekina's experiences remind us that age is still a number, and with the right mental preparation and qualities like flexibility, resilience, and curiosity, reinvention can be a thrilling chapter in one's life story. Thank you, Dr. Chekina, for sharing your wisdom and insights today. To our listeners, I hope today's discussion motivates you to explore new possibilities. Be realistic about possible challenges, nurture your growth, and start your second spring. Remember to tune in next time for more stories and tips on transforming your life after 50. Until then, keep thriving and keep reinventing.